America, land of the free, home of the brave. At least that's what we're told, but what lies beneath the surface? When the government operates in the shadows, this isn't about conspiracy theories, this is about facts. Our government has kept secrets, dark secrets, 50 million documents classified annually. Why are these secrets being kept? Who benefits from this secrecy? What are the implications for us? The truth is often stranger than fiction. From covert operations to unethical experiments, these events have shaped our nation. We're about to embark on a journey into America's shadow self. Why does the government keep secrets? It's a simple question with a complex answer. Some secrecy is necessary for national security. We wouldn't want our enemies to know all of our military strategies, would we? But where do we draw the line? When does secrecy become a tool for abuse of power, to shield itself from accountability, to control the narrative? When information is suppressed, it creates distrust and fear. It erodes the foundations of a democratic society. The United States has a history of covert operations and lies, Watergate, Tuskegee, MK Ultra, examples of operating in the shadows. Uncovering government secrets is no easy feat. It takes courage, determination, and often a healthy dose of luck. Whistleblowers risk their careers, their reputations, and even their lives to expose wrongdoing. Journalists and researchers spend countless hours poring over documents, chasing down leads, and piecing together fragmented truths. But the stakes are too high to remain silent. The truth matters. It matters because it holds those in power accountable. It matters because it prevents history from repeating itself. And most importantly, it matters because it allows us to learn from our mistakes and create a better future. In the age of information, it's becoming increasingly difficult for governments to keep their secrets hidden. The internet, for all its flaws, has become a powerful tool for transparency and accountability. Citizen journalists, bloggers, and online activists are playing an increasingly important role in exposing corruption and holding the powerful to account. The fight for transparency is far from over. But with each secret revealed, with each lie exposed, we move closer to a world where truth prevails. A world where the government is truly accountable to the people it serves. Watergate. The word itself sends chills down the spines of politicians. It's a stark reminder that even the most powerful people are not above the law. What started as a seemingly minor break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters in the Watergate Hotel in 1972 quickly spiraled into a full-blown political scandal that would bring down a president. The cover-up, as they say, is always worse than the crime. And in the case of Watergate, the cover-up was extensive, involving high-ranking officials in the Nixon administration. Tapes revealed President Richard Nixon himself attempting to obstruct justice, leading to his eventual resignation in the face of impeachment charges. Watergate was a watershed moment in American history. It shattered the illusion of presidential infallibility and eroded public trust in government to an unprecedented degree. The scandal demonstrated the corrosive effects of unchecked power and the importance of a free and independent press in holding those in power accountable. Section 5, Operation Northwoods, the plot that shocked the world, Operation Northwoods. Even the name sounds like something out of a Cold War spy thriller. But this was no work of fiction. This was a real plan devised by the highest levels of the US military to stage terrorist attacks on American soil. In 1962, the Joint Chiefs of Staff presented a plan to President John F. Kennedy that would have allowed the US government to justify an invasion of Cuba. The plan involved a series of false flag operations, including the hijacking of planes, the sinking of ships, and even the simulated shooting down of a US military aircraft. The goal was to create a wave of public outrage and fear that would rally support for military intervention against Fidel Castro's communist regime. Thankfully, President Kennedy rejected the plan, recognizing the horrific implications of such a deceptive and morally reprehensible act. The mere existence of Operation Northwoods is a chilling reminder of the lengths to which some in power are willing to go to achieve their objectives. It's a stark reminder that we must always be vigilant in defending our freedoms and holding our leaders accountable. Section 6, the Tuskegee Syphilis Study, a Betrayal of Trust. The Tuskegee Syphilis Study. It's a dark stain on the history of American medicine, a shameful example of racism and exploitation in the name of science. For 40 years, from 1932 to 1972, the U.S. Public Health Service conducted a study on African American men in Macon County, Alabama, to observe the natural progression of untreated syphilis. The men, many of whom were poor and illiterate, were never told they had syphilis. Instead, they were told they were being treated for bad blood, a catch-all term for various ailments. They were denied access to penicillin even after it became the standard treatment for syphilis in the 1940s because the researchers wanted to continue studying the disease's progression. The Tuskegee syphilis study is a horrific example of medical malpractice and racial injustice. It's a reminder that even institutions we trust, like the government and the medical establishment, are capable of committing unspeakable acts. Section 7, MKUltra, Mind Control and the CIA. MKUltra, the CIA's mind control program. The very mention of it conjures up images of shadowy figures in lab coats, sinister experiments and brainwashed assassins. From the 1950s to the early 1970s, the CIA engaged in a series of clandestine experiments aimed at controlling human behavior. They used a variety of methods, including hypnosis, electroshock therapy, and psychedelic drugs like LSD, on unwitting subjects, many of whom were prisoners, mental patients, and even ordinary citizens. The goal of MKUltra was to develop techniques for interrogating and manipulating enemy agents, as well as creating Manchurian candidate-style assassins who could be programmed to carry out orders without conscious knowledge. The program's existence was kept secret for decades, and many of the records were destroyed in 1973 on the orders of then CIA Director Richard Helms. MKUltra is a chilling example of the government's willingness to violate the human mind in the pursuit of power and control. It raises serious ethical questions about the limits of scientific inquiry and the dangers of unchecked government secrecy. Section 8, The Shadow of Secrets. The secrets we've discussed, from Watergate to MKUltra, cast a long shadow over American society. They erode trust in government, fuel conspiracy theories, and make it difficult to have open and honest conversations about our past. The implications of these secrets are far-reaching. They impact our foreign policy, our domestic policies, and even our personal lives. When the government operates in the shadows, it creates a climate of fear and suspicion. It makes it difficult to know who to trust and what to believe. This lack of trust can have a corrosive effect on society, leading to cynicism, apathy, and a sense of helplessness. Section 9, The Price of Hidden Truths. The price of hidden truths is high. It's paid in eroded trust, lost opportunities, and in some cases, human lives. The Tuskegee syphilis study, for example, not only resulted in the suffering and death of countless African American men, but it also created a legacy of mistrust between the black community and the medical establishment that persists to this day. When the government hides the truth from its citizens, it undermines the very principles of democracy. It creates a system where the people are kept in the dark, unable to hold their leaders accountable. Section 10, The Quest for Transparency. So what can be done? How do we break free from this cycle of secrecy and distrust? The answer, as with most things, is complex. It requires a multi-pronged approach that includes both individual and collective action. We need more whistleblowers, willing to risk their careers and reputations to expose wrongdoing. We need more journalists and researchers dedicated to uncovering the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. But most importantly, we need an engaged and informed citizenry that demands transparency from its government. Section 11, Unlocking the Vault. Unlocking the vault of government secrets is an ongoing process. It requires constant vigilance, a healthy skepticism of authority, and a willingness to ask difficult questions. The journey into America's hidden history is not for the faint of heart. It's a journey that will challenge your beliefs, shake your faith in institutions, and force you to confront uncomfortable truths. But it's a journey worth taking because the truth, as they say, will set you free. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these secrets shocked you the most? What other mysteries of American history do you find intriguing? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below.